All right. We're back. I guess you could say we're back for a special edition of Knicks Morning Coffee. Today's Saturday. We usually come to y'all on Friday, but, some stuff about Russell Westbrook, been popping up, and then we just have to address it. And I just felt like we got to get on top of it and not wait until next week to talk about it. So
before you go, have everybody take a moment to hit the subscribe button and the like button. Let's give it a second.
Yeah, do that for us. Yeah, hook us up with that. But we're just gonna dive right into just this Westbrook situation, and then whether or not we like to or like it, we got to consider the possibilities that this thing could get some traction. But like he said, before you do, hit that notification bell. So especially on something like this, when we just pop up, our regulars will be informed. All right, so let's get started. But before we do, we're gonna just talk a little bit about Westbrook's, because he is a star player in this league, whether we like him or not, So we're just gonna go a little bit about his career numbers, of his, just see where he fits, and then the first time we look at the games played, it looked like in his career, other than last year, he pretty much played around, probably average around 75 games a year, give or take 1 or 2 years of his career. So then we know, okay, he could be durable. But at the same time, he is, 31 years old. And if you pick him up, depending on the years left on his contract, now you're going to get a guy that's up there in age a little bit. And then we can look at his minutes played over his career. He averages out about maybe 35 minutes. That's a lot with all the young guys we got. But again, he is Russell Westbrook, whether you are in favor or not. And I'm going to keep harping on that. Now, what I was looking at too was his field goal made as opposed to field goals attempted. Now, he attempts nearly 19, 20 shots per game. That's not a lot for a superstar, but you also have to consider if he played for us, that 19-25 is probably going to average go up to
30.
Yeah, 25, 30. So is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? And then he usually makes, if he averaged 20 shots a game, then he usually makes about 8. So what does that tell you? But his percentage, though, has been good. His percentage average is over 40 in his career, and that's mostly due because he shoots a lot of layups and dunks. So that means, your percentage is going to be higher. And then his three-point percentage is around 1%. But we know that about him. And then you look at his average and point totals of his career, he averaged about 23 points, but that 23 can go up at any time to 40. And then he's averaged around 7 and 8 each when it comes into rebounds and assists. And then we know he's a walking triple-double, but at what expense is he a walking triple-double? So those are just some of the things of his numbers that you are getting a perennial all-star. But what does that mean for the Knicks? So one of the questions that I ask is, who do we have as guards? Okay, we got Alfred Payton, we got Frank, we got DSJ, and we got Lonzo Trier, who Trier is really, to me, a 2-guard, but in our case, he plays point guard for us sometimes. So which one of those guards would have to go in order for us to get a Westbrook? And which ones would you want to keep? Then y'all just drop that and let us know. And then what point guards would we be passing up on if we was to take Westbrook? And then the regular names are CP3. Van Fleet is getting a lot of push from people. And then also Connolly. So for me, of those three, I would probably rather entertain CP3. What about you, Joey? Or is there another point guard out there?
I was looking. I really don't want neither of them. So
yeah,
you know how I really feel. Like you get Westbrook right now, that means what does RJ? Now he has to shoot better. Knox has to play better now. Depending on who's in them trades, we probably won't have Randall no more. Depending on how that trade will go down, and then Robinson won't get the post moves that we want him to get. He's definitely going to be a alley-oop get the board kind of player after that. And then whatever player you pick up in the draft is gonna have to complement Westbrook. Because as we see over the years, you have to complement Westbrook. For them to even be entertaining Westbrook right now is because Harden and him just can't play together.
Yeah, we're gonna get down to that in a minute about complimenting Westbrook. But then too, we have to consider, like you said, the guard that we pick up in the draft. Obviously, if you get Westbrook, you're not picking up a guard to play right away. And you're not picking up a point guard that's going to get a lot of minutes.
Or you're picking up a point guard that's going to shoot a lot. And you moving Westbrook to the 2.
Then RJ
Barrett comes off the bench.
And then you don't go with a point guard. Then you go with a shooting guard or a wing. All right. So then the next question that I had was, who do we plan to pair with Westbrook? Now, in terms of the guys that we have, I would definitely rather it be RJ and Mitch for sure. And then on the free agent front, if you're going to get a Westbrook, then you got to bring in a whole lot of shooters. And then we know, because he's going to do most of the stuff is going to be driving. So then you're looking at the ones that are available that we can go get. Bogdanovich, of course, Davis Bertans, who's Joe Harris, Gallinari, and then my favorite is Christian Woods. But you got to go out and get people like that to stretch the floor if you're going to have a Russell Westbrook. But now that also means that half our roster definitely would have to be gutted if those are the type of things that we're going to do. I mean, but shooting would be a must.
Yeah, looking at the post, it's like we said yesterday. The ball is still in our court because even if we say we did get Westbrook, that means half our guards is going. Randall is definitely going to be one of the pieces, and we just got to pray that they don't want Knox anybody. Now, even if they do, we still got 3 picks of a lot of players that we researched that we could go get now. So we do, most likely we are a contender right after that if we get Westbrook. To me, if we keep certain pieces, and if Westbrook is going to be different on the Knicks, and that these are just big ifs, like we just don't know.
Well, you said that because that brings me to my next point, is that if we did get Russ, how can it work? So one of the things I was looking at is we got to talk about then the pluses and the minuses. And I think in his case, every minus, would equal maybe 2 pluses in his case. So one is he brings instant excitement to the game. All right. We know just by him being on the court, it just changes our whole dynamic, in the way that we play. And then 2, opposing guards got to bring their A game. So they're not going to, be playing, Kyrie or Steph Curry or one of them. They think they're just going to walk into the garden and they got it easy. They got to come correct. And then also with that, opposing teams, he's going to disrupt their game plan. So that's something that the Knicks teams that played us in the past, whatever their game plan was, because we didn't really make adjustments. I'm not going to say proper adjustments. We played the same way all the time. So now having a guy like him, teams now halfway through the game and the end of the game, now you got to decide, how you want to play defense and how you want to attack offense. Because, Russ he's going to bring that out of you.
He's going to make it easier for Robinson and Barrett. On top of that, him being on the court, they can't really leave him. So.
Yeah. And then now this is supposed to be a negative, but to me, this is a plus. He gambles on defense, right? But because we have Mitch and Kenny Wooten, they can make up for those mistakes. So that's kind of like a plus side. And then, he shoots a lot of threes and he misses a lot of threes. Now, the plus side of that, too, is because we have Mitch and Kenny Wooten, they can offensive rebound. And, that can also be a part of your offensive game plan. That when he's, certain guys in their rhythm, when they take those few dribbles behind the 3-point line, they're pulling it. So that's when you can put your guys in position to offensive rebound, which is usually not right under the basket. It's a little bit extended out because rebounds tend to, pop out. And then the minus side for me is would he hinder RJ and Mitch's development? Like you said, Mitch is not going to get that many touches as a post-up so that we can see him grow. And then RJ is not going to always get the ball in rhythm when he's going to need it. because Russ is just going to penetrate, and he's not, and RJ is not just a kick it out, knockdown shooter.
Well, I have to think for a minute. Even with that, yeah, I don't know. There's so many things that can go right, and there's so many things that can go wrong.
Well, that's
so, I can't even get a complete thought out because Westbrook is a great player. But so that's the thing. Who's going to hold him accountable now? Now you got to find certain veterans that's not going to close their mouth.
Well, that's not my other question is, do other players want to come and play with him? He had Durant, I think maybe until when did Durant go to Golden State around 2016? So most of that early career was played with Durant, and we see the problems they had. But then I also remember seeing something not too long ago where Kobe had told Westbrook during those years, don't defer to Durant. And you remember when Kobe did that himself. He felt he put in so much work, he wasn't going to defer to Shaq, no matter what the coaches want. And then the other thing is, would Westbrook be a team first guy, or is it just going to be me? So it was just something we want to come in real quick, because we didn't want that to linger, and then we have to at least consider, not that the Knicks will get him because everything is still rumors, but if they do, we have to at least keep in our mind what are some of the things we can look forward to in having Westbrook, and then can it work? So that's the end of the show right now. But just drop us something, let us know, if it can work. Okay, we're gonna speculate not if the Knicks should get him or not. Okay, we know most of us know the answer to that. Most of us say no, but if they did, how can it work? And who do we need in here to make it work? That's maybe not another real superstar. Because once we get him, you're not going to be getting another superstar.
Pat Riley.
Yeah, okay. Good luck with that. All right, so, we're just hoping you tune in and hit the like button, subscribe button, and then we'll see you next time. Peace.